talk about.
This
Ooh.
one? Nope, that's not what I wanted.
I need to unmute.
This one? Nope, that's not what I wanted.
Hi.
Hi.
You still doing technical stuff?
Dude, everything just crapped out on me. Like
Oh,
everything.
man.
Like I switched over to get the feed and it's all, nah, we're not going to work today. You
Son
popped
of a-
out into another window. Return. There we go. There we go. All right, I have no idea what the hell that was about, but there we go. Yay. Sorry, guys.
All right. So, a lot has happened this week.
Yes.
And actually, it's not just this week, but starting since the very tail end of 2021, we're now in 2022. I had to think about that for a second. There have been a lot of acquisitions of major developers and in some cases even publishers by various different entities. You have Take-Two purchased, I don't know what the name of the company is. Jimmy just took off. Microsoft bought Activision, and for anyone who is living under a rock, it was announced literally Monday morning that PlayStation/Sony has acquired Bungie. I'm not gonna lie, I personally was super excited to hear this because what it means, point blank, is that there's going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? When you have these major companies investing in these developers, it means they're going to be pumping out bigger and better games because these companies are making money, just sneeze and they've made $10,000, fart and they've made $1 million. So they can funnel that money into these companies to make better products for us. That being said, we still don't know what's going on with various other mergers or acquisitions that have happened. We don't know what's going on with the Activision purchase. We don't know if Call of Duty is going to be on PlayStation. We don't know about a lot of that yet. We do know with the Bungie purchase by Sony, nothing's changing as of at least the next 2 years. So, because that was all already put out there by both Sony and Bungie. Nothing is changing. If anything, it's better for the players because now Bungie can get those upgraded servers everyone's been bitching about for a while. So I have to say this because I've been watching that big old smile on your face. I'm like, uh-oh.
No, like I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like with Sony purchasing Bungie, they're going to be okay, who's got the bigger cojones? I think that's what's going to happen. Sony and Microsoft are going to go, and this crossplay is going to go, you know what I mean?
I could see that happening in many ways. What I could also see happening is, one, it's not the smartest business decision. Microsoft has already seen that by the announcements of Fallout being exclusively on Xbox and PC. That pissed off one of the largest, consumer bases for those products to the point where the current Fallout has seen just a drop in players. And it's not just people on PlayStation that are doing this, by the way. It's Xbox players who are like, well, that's not fair. I'm done. And I thought that was really cool because that community can be very toxic at times, but this was the one thing that they're like, nah, fuck you.
Are you saying the Xbox community can be toxic?
No, I'm saying the Fallout community. That community can be very toxic. Yes, we all know the Xbox and PlayStation community. They're toxic to one another.
Any
left and
gaming,
right.
any gaming platform is going to be toxic.
Yes, but what I was referring to was, from my knowledge, the Fallout community can be extremely toxic about certain things. It was seen when the last game launched. Like, some of the stuff people were doing was just, that's fucked. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that I'm thrilled about the Bungie acquisition because I know it's not going to affect anybody for at least 2 years. I'm fine with that. What happens after those 2 years, we'll find out. But right now, there's nothing to worry about. I'm still worried about what's going on with the Activision stuff because Microsoft hasn't said squat. And if they don't make a statement now, after this, if they don't come out at least by next Monday and make a statement regarding what's going to happen for the future of Activision titles or published titles, Blizzard published titles, they're going to have to say something. And hopefully we get an answer regarding that. But we'll see. But I was reading an article earlier, and I don't know if you've seen this at all, but there are a lot of, I wouldn't say reporters, but analysts that watch the gaming community and what's going on in gaming and developers and stuff like that. And they're saying there's going to be more acquisitions by both Sony and Microsoft before the end of this year, to the point where Sony or Microsoft are going to own all the major developers more or less by the end of 2022. And
Yeah,
that's a very, very, very good chance because a lot of these publishers and developers just can't afford the overhead anymore. I mean, with the cost of making games, the cost of, maintaining the games, developing DLC, they don't have it. Which brought up an interesting thing, which I don't know if this, you've never played it, but Warframe. It's created by, fudge. It's something, I can't remember the name of the company, but they're based out in Canada. And they've been able to completely stay relevant and off everyone's radar until very recently.
is it
And
like
even,
a Wizards of the Coast?
no, it's not Wizards of the Coast. It's like, I can't remember the name of the company. Digital Extremes. That's the name of the company behind Warframe. They actually did ports for games that we've played. They did. Oh God, there was a game that came out a long time ago on Xbox. I think
It was a what?
it was called Dark Sectors. The guy had a glaive, like that spinning like boomerang thing. That was actually the precursor to what is now Warframe. In fact, that glaive, that actual weapon used in that game is in Warframe.
Okay.
But they've done a couple other ports. I think they did a Doom port at one point or a Duke Nukem port. I'm not sure which one it was. But there was recently like an article that came out, and stuff I was looking at online because of all the stuff that's happening and been happening over the last couple weeks. Digital Extremes was in negotiations with both Sony and Microsoft about being purchased. And then apparently they said, you know what? We really don't need your money, so kick rocks. So there are some developers and publishers out there that don't need to be bought. Like they can afford to do it on their own. They don't need this. But Microsoft and Sony are at a point right now where they need to build up like a war chest of developers so that they ultimately don't get knocked out of, contention, if you will, in the gaming console.
Relevance.
Yeah, relevance. I don't see that happening to either company at this point. They've been around like shit. Xbox has been around for what? A little over 10 years. PlayStation's been around almost 20 years. I mean, one has the experience to know what they're doing, and the other one has the money to, stay afloat. So I don't see either one of them going away no matter what happens.
It's been around longer than 10 years.
It's got to be more than 10 years. 2001.
Okay,
that's when I remember Xbox
20,
One coming out. So it's like at least 20 years
ago.
Yeah,
22.
so about 20 years. And PlayStation came out maybe a few years before that.
Yeah, because Xbox came out when PS2 came out. At least I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was right around the same time. and the Xbox was graphically 100 times better. It came with internet connectivity built into the system,
Yeah.
which PlayStation didn't have.
Right.
Which until Halo, no one knew what online gaming was, and then Halo 2 came out and took it a step further. That's also when they introduced.
Guess who did that?
It was Microsoft. I'm not going to sit here and deny it.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
like
no, no, no. Bungie. Bungie brought forth the next gaming revolution with Halo.
technically yes,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
were partnered with Microsoft. In fact, at that point,
Well,
Microsoft actually owned the studio.
yeah, I'm just saying it was Bungie, and now Bungie was just bought by Sony. So it's like the creative minds that were in control are now, you know, they changed teams. They went from Jedi to Sith.
That's how you see it. I see it as when
they
Bungie
went
left
from they went
Microsoft.
from little dog to big dog.
Okay, I can go with that one. But no, I'm thrilled about this announcement. Not because I play Destiny or anything. I'm thrilled for Bungie because they have been wanting to do more with this game and other things they want to do. Now they can do it because they basically retain full independence with this purchase. Like they're still in charge of their own destiny, pun unintended. But but they are, and that's awesome for the players. But again, that's what we know about what's happening with Bungie being bought by Sony. We still have a lot of questions about the Activision purchase, the Activision Blizzard. I know there's people who play World at Warcraft who I'm getting tongue tied, who play World at Warcraft who are very much concerned because they don't know what's happening. The same with Call of Duty. I play Call of Duty. I haven't played it. I haven't played the current game because it looks like crap. But
see, you say it looks like crap. I feel like
it looks
was
like
better
crap.
than Black Ops.
Here's why I say that. I think the game looks good, but when I watch people play it, and I'm talking about the actual game, talking about Vanguard, not what do you call it?
Warzone, right? No, I get you. Vanguard, the game is crap, but the look of the game is better than, like I said, like
it looks
Cold
amazing
War.
visually. It looks great, but the game is shit. I mean, you play it and it's not fun. The zombie mode, which is another reason why I haven't gotten it, looks like dog crap. And Treyarch developed it, and it's like, I have no interest in that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I'll ever purchase that game, but I mean, it took me, no joke, when did WW2 come out? That Call of Duty game? It was like 5-6 years ago, something like that.
Modern Warfare 2?
No. WW2, the World War II game that Sledgehammer did.
World at War?
World at War with Treyarch. They did a Call of Duty called WW2. It came out right after Infinite Warfare. So whenever Infinite Warfare came out the very next year, they came out with that game. I didn't buy that game. I got it with PlayStation Plus. I enjoy the campaign. I spent maybe 5 minutes in the multiplayer because it was still active. I like the zombies a little bit, but yeah, if that's the same quality game, because mind you, I liked Advanced Warfare. When Advanced Warfare came out, it was the first introduction of like aerial combat in Call of Duty, and I thought that was cool.
Was the WW2 Black Ops?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like they're legit.
That's one that I 100% missed.
Yeah,
like I got out of it after Black Ops 2 because those ones were crap. I bought Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare. That came with Modern Warfare, the original. Mm-hmm. The Infinite Warfare was crap, or Advanced, whatever it was. That one was crap. So then I played Modern Warfare, the original, and just dug that.
So as I've played every
but
Call
all
of Duty,
of the Black Ops after 2, I didn't even get a chance.
I liked Black Ops 3. I didn't like the campaign. I liked the zombies. That was about it. The multiplayer, no. Um, the last Call of Duty multiplayer that I enjoyed playing was Modern Warfare 3. That was the last one I enjoyed playing. I haven't enjoyed a Call of Duty since. No,
I
that's
can
not
see
true.
that.
I enjoyed Black Ops 2. I enjoyed Black Ops 2 because it was still boots on the ground. I like that multiplayer, but the one that I absolutely played to death was Modern Warfare 3. Um,
The one
but
that you absolutely played to death was whatever one had zombies.
no, actually, I played MW3 the most because I got to max prestige on that game, and then the next Call of Duty came out literally a week later.
Mm.
So I played that game
See,
a lot.
yeah. See, I got to max prestige in the first Modern Warfare, and then I got to max prestige on the second Modern Warfare,
Hmm.
and then I got to eighth prestige on Modern Warfare 3, and I was like, it's gotten too hard to prestige up, so I'm done. Then
Yeah,
I started
nah,
playing Warzone, and
that's
prestiging wasn't even a thing. And then all of a sudden they introduced prestiging, but it was a forced prestige. It wasn't a choice prestige, which in my opinion was crap. And now it's like a continuous. It's you know
it's
1 or
just an
55
additional
to
rank.
however far you can get,
Yeah,
and it gives you a prestige, but nothing starts over.
that's the part I liked about the prestiging that they introduced with
Is that everything
Warzone.
started over,
No, I
or
hated that
that it
everything
stopped
started
going
over. That
away?
it stopped going away.
Yeah.
You just kept gaining a rank. It's like, all right, cool.
See, and I liked it because it forced the people who wanted to work for, you had a choice. You could either work for weapon or you could work for prestige. Like it forced that. And that's what I liked. So if you wanted to get to the highest prestige, you had to reset every time.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand the you liking that mentality because it gives you more of a like a choice in which way do you want to go. I hated it because there are certain guns that I would be working on that you would unlock at the last freaking level, and then if you wanted a prestige, you had a choice: keep working on the gun or prestige, and it's like fuck that, like so it got
Well,
frustrating,
that's,
you know.
yeah, but that's what I liked. I liked the fact that if you wanted to work on that gun, you had to make that conscious decision of, well, I'm not going to get a prestige symbol, so might as well work on the gun,
Yeah,
you
I don't
know?
know. To each their own on that one. I personally like the fact that prestiging didn't affect, maybe not so much affect the unlocks, but it affected when you could progress certain stuff. If they did it that way, where you still had access to whatever you already unlocked, and you could still use that gun in your next prestige, but you wouldn't gain any progress, I would have been okay with that because then at least you have to wait till that rank comes up for that gun, then you can start like progressing it
But
again.
you can use it the whole time.
Yeah, that would have been like a fair, I guess, concession is the word I'm looking for. But again, getting back to our original topic, the gaming landscape is changing, and this year it's way more evident than it was last year or even the year before when the next gen consoles came out. It's like, no, wait, yeah, 2 years ago is when PlayStation and Xbox released their newest consoles, and since then,
No,
2020,
a year.
2020.
So 2021 was the Xbox Series X.
Are you sure? I thought they both came out in November of 2020.
No, I'm pretty sure they both came out in 2021. I mean, I could be completely wrong.
I only
Now I have
know
to Google it. You son of a bee.
you have to remember I've been doing this for a while, um, and I know I was gonna get the 20. The only reason I know about the PlayStation 5 coming out in 2020 is because that was the same year my dad passed, and so the console came out just a few months after he passed, and I there was no way. It's like PlayStation, food, bills, not a hard choice. So,
Right. Yeah, no.
but
PlayStation came out November 2020.
And I thought,
Well, all right. It's
I
still
could
not
have
2
sworn.
years though, because we're January of 2022. So I mean,
Very true.
it's
They're very true. So it's still been a
a
year, though.
year.
It's still been a
Yeah.
full year. But in that time, look at what's happened. You've had Take-Two bought one of the biggest online makers of mobile games. And that happened like late last year. And then the very beginning of this year, Activision Blizzard gets bought. Bethesda got bought last year as well. I forgot about that one. What else has happened? Bungie getting bought. And so what's next? Who's going to get gobbled up next? And if they get gobbled up
I
by
mean,
Microsoft, what's going
you
to happen?
say gobbled
Because
up. I don't think it's gobbled up. I mean, they're being
they got bought. They got bought.
Yeah, very, 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 very well. I might add. Like, I mean, if I was the creator of the company and somebody offered me that much money, or say if like some radio station came to us and said, "Hey, you guys, we want to pay you to have you stop doing your stream," and there's no complete or no compete clause, and I want to buy that streamline, I would say sell that crap. Do the no compete clause for whatever a year.
See, the thing
Especially
is,
if it's billions of dollars.
I won't lie. If someone came to me, like if another streaming platform other than Twitch, like you're on Facebook. If Facebook came to me tomorrow,
I'm not.
let's
Yeah,
first of
I'm
all,
on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, but I'm streaming right now on Twitch, not on Facebook.
but let's say okay, just streaming. Talking about streaming here. So there's right now, as far as I know, Facebook, like you said, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch are the only 3 platforms you can stream on and make a living at it. Okay, cool. So I'm on Twitch.
I mean, you can stream on Discord and make a living at it too. I mean, they're out there. They are out there.
This is true, but of the places you can get contracted and make a boatload of money, the 3 platforms are Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Okay, I'm on Twitch. I'm contract with Twitch.
I'm gonna keep it like I can do it. Like I'm saying, there's not just 3. There's a lot. There's a lot. But you're on Twitch. Go.
But so I'm on Twitch. YouTube offers me, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm worth this kind of money. Just throwing wild numbers out there. They offer me $2 million for a 2-year deal. However, if I leave my contract early, I have a non-compete for a full year from when I leave. So let's say I'm a year and a half into this contract. I have 6 months left. Non-compete for a full year from that point. My contract expires in 6 months if I stay with them, or I'm off. I can't stream. I can't do anything for an entire year just because I want to leave early. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'd work out the last 6 months, and I don't think I'd ever agree to a non-compete just because that. No, and there's actually been lawsuits about that filed in various states. And in California, you can no longer have a non-compete in someone's contract. That I know about. I know that happened. I think it was like a year or 2 ago. And so if you are a company,
that doesn't apply to anything online, though. That applies to physical.
It does if the company is based in California. Twitch is based in San Francisco.
I don't know if that really.
It counts. Because they were the ones who got hit. They were named in that lawsuit. I remember that. So they can no longer give a non-compete, which is why when Microsoft tried to do their streaming service a couple years ago and people left, they got out of their contracts, whatever, went to this platform. Ninja was one of them. Like I don't even know if you know who that is. I honestly don't. I only know the name. I don't know who the person is. But he signed on for $1 million a year, and I thought that was nuts. I'm like, damn, you must be really good at what you do if Microsoft has that much confidence in you that you're going to be able to bring in money for them. But the platform failed, and most of those guys are back on Twitch. So I don't know if I would have been one of the first to jump to that either. Like that just feels like, but it felt like what's happening right now is that streamers were getting quote unquote bought and they were taking the risk. It didn't pay off because, the the platform flopped, but if it had succeeded, who knows what the landscape would be right now as far as streaming would go. I mean, you would have a plethora of opportunities and places to go to make money. And if you're good enough that these companies offer you a contract, I mean, that's a big deal. You should celebrate that. If like Twitch or YouTube or TikTok or Discord or wherever, they offer you a contract to come stream on their platform, look at the contract. Be smart about it. Get a lawyer. For all you out there that are considering doing this for a living, don't sign anything that's put in. Just here's a contract. When I was partner with YouTube, I read the contract, and if I could have challenged elements of it, I would have. But I was so low level, and it's an entry level contract. You either accept it or you don't. But if they had handed me an actual deal like they did some of the other major, the actual major YouTubers out there, a lot of them got lawyers before they signed anything because they would have gotten screwed. So I don't know how we got on this conversation.
No company out there is there to make you money. They're there to make themselves money first.
Exactly.
You have to make money too, on the way. Cool, but
yeah. But I don't know. I mean, getting this back to the whole acquisitions that are happening. It does worry me a little. You mentioned this, you're worried about it a little bit as well. What happens when they stop playing nice and they go, nope, you can't make games for Xbox anymore. You can't make games for PlayStation. You can't make games for Nintendo. You can't do any of that anymore. You only make games for us. Fuck. That's gonna suck. And that's what I honestly, I worry about that because I don't want Call of Duty to be exclusively on Xbox. I will get an Xbox, but that's just me. If I'm in a position to do that, I'm going to do it. But I also don't want to feel like I'm forced to do that as well. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know.
I feel the exact same way with PlayStation. Like I'm willing to get stuff, but I don't want to feel forced to get stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there are games that come out on Xbox, like Gears of War. That's 100% always was, always will be an Xbox console exclusive. And I'm fine with that. It was made for Xbox. It's made for that platform intentionally.
Yeah, and so that used to be a game that we played a long time ago.
Yeah, I still enjoy that series. And one day I will eventually go play the games I missed. I missed out on Gears 3, and then I think there was another one that came out, and I think there's Gears 4. I don't know. I actually, since I haven't had an Xbox in a long time, I don't know where that series lies, but I could say the same for Halo, because I only know about Halo Infinite. I know about Halo 5. I don't know if, I know there was Halo Wars 2 that was a complete failure, apparently. I don't know. I've never played the games. I liked Halo Wars. I loved the first one. I thought that game was awesome. Even though you weren't playing as a Spartan, I thought that game was cool. I liked it a lot. And I would love to play those games. I have a 360. I could go play the games I have, but at the same time, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to pull out an Xbox or a PlayStation to play a game I want to play. I just want to... Here's the thing. Okay, cool, play. I wish that were the case. I wish, okay, you want to play a video game? Here you go. Here's a console. Play it. That is where I would love to see this to go, is the two companies not necessarily merge, but partner and create one gaming console. And it's just, this is what it is. It's not PlayStation. It's not Xbox. It's gaming, period.
Right.
And I'm not trying to say like, okay, screw PC players. No, I'm saying for console players, for people who don't want to play on PC, here's their choice. You can play on this console, but you'll have access to all the games that are out there, or you can go play on PC and have the same choices, just more control over what your system can and cannot do. I think that would be a fair compromise. You can have the world's greatest graphics and sound, or just be able to plug and play and go and play video games. and not have to worry about spending a crap ton of money and still be able to enjoy the games you enjoy.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen. We both know that.
Yeah. Right.
What else is on your mind?
I mean, as a whole, I don't have a whole lot on my mind. I've just been chilling and relaxing out. Man, that's not cool. And shooting some people. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude.
No, I mean for real. I've just been hanging out and trying not to get sick and trying to enjoy the pleasure of people's company and stuff.
Yeah.
Trying real hard to have a real hard good look at myself and figure out my own stuff.
Yeah. I get you on that.
So like I go to work and everything's going well and everything. But yeah, like you hear stories about the way things are happening in the news and this and that kind of stuff. And then I heard about this purchase. I heard about this purchase and I got a little excited. It was something different, something new to hear about. So that's really all that's been on my mind is how I wanted to talk about this purchase. And I personally feel like it is a good thing that Sony did. Like I did. And one of the people that I work with pointed out, he goes, "Hey, you realize that all Bungie had is Destiny or Destiny 2. That's all they have." I'm like, yes, maybe that might be all that's big right now. However, a company like Bungie, I'm sure, has been working on stuff for a good while. It just hasn't been released. I don't expect them to be investing all this time, money, and effort into one game because to me, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's not what a game does. Halo was started by Bungie, and if the people who made Halo sold out to go, or they went a different route away from Bungie, it was to give them more freedom to do things to the game that they wanted to do, that Bungie was saying, well, we want to throw that over here, we're trying to do this. Or is because Bungie took some Halo ideas and integrated them into another game that the people that were the Halo creators are like, no, like that's our stuff. You're now taking our stuff. Like that's not cool. And so they had to go their own separate ways. Now, with that in mind, of my own brain processing, I'm like, okay, so maybe some of this stuff in Destiny 2 is maybe it all coincides appropriately, but at the same time, it's like
your mic just got a whole lot louder, like you just bumped it or something, dude.
Oh, sorry. I feel like the way that it's going is that they're going to bring anything and everything where they think it should be, whether it came from another game or not. And I think that's how employers and teamwork and all that kind of stuff should be. So, personal thoughts and feelings is, I think that purchase of Bungie is a great move for them, especially if there's other games in the mix. Now, the Activision purchase through Microsoft, I'm expecting things. And because I'm expecting it, I'm also expecting them not to be a thing. Like, I'm expecting certain games to come to light that haven't been. I'm expecting Xbox to say, hey, all those games you purchased for the Xbox console, or all those games you purchased for Xbox One or Xbox 360, like not one, but Xbox 360, all those ones that are backwards compatible that you had that are no longer reading in a disk drive, you can now get them here. The problem I have with it is there's no way for me to prove that I have the disc to get the game in digital format. You know what I mean? Like that's the part that bugs me. But I mean, if they put everything on Game Pass, then I don't really care.
Yeah, I genuinely wonder what's going to happen with Game Pass in the future, because right now it's exceeding massively. But with all these acquisitions,
yeah,
I wonder if that's going to still be a thing. I mean, they're going to lose more money if they keep giving away games for free.
Yeah.
And I think Microsoft may have bitten off a little more than they can chew and afford to chew on this one with the Game Pass. But at the same time, we don't know what deals they have made arrangements for. But once you own all the games you're like putting out for free, okay, well, you're putting them out day one as well. Like, I can understand putting them out 30 days, 60 days, even maybe as far out as 90 days after the game has come out, putting those on Game Pass. Because then, you know, you get your initial sales. Okay, great. You made a crap ton of money. Now, okay, you can put it on Game Pass. That makes sense to me because then you're still making that initial money. But if you can get the game on Game Pass, why the fuck are you why isn't anyone gonna spend money on it?
Yeah.
And
that's just it. Is when what I'm seeing, the Game Pass releases are all games that have been out for a while. You know, they're not going straight out to Game Pass right away. You know, it's a.
There have been a few that have been day one.
Maybe Rainbow Six and Halo, because you know both of them. I think don't quote me, but I think Halo is free to play, just not the campaign. Whereas if you have Game Pass, the campaign is accessible to you. But the Halo, you don't have to have Game Pass to play it. It's free to play.
I mean, I'm confused by that, but at the same time, I don't know the full inner workings of Halo Infinite and how that's structured. If it is, if the multiplayer is free to play, that's cool that they did that. But I mean, I don't see any money coming in from that. Like,
no,
what are you gonna do? Sell cosmetics? Like, I mean, yes, that works, but
it's just like Destiny. It's free to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy all the inner stuff inside the game. Well, Halo has all the same crap. Build up your Spartan,
but you
put certain armor. Well, you don't have to in Destiny either, but people do.
Yeah,
Rocket League, same thing. If you're playing,
you know, Rocket League, like you said, you know,
those are all free to play.
Here's where
Halo has better customization than Destiny does.
I can't answer for that one, so I don't know. But I believe you 100%.
The original Halo. The
original Halo? Yeah.
You have one Spartan outfit, you can change its colors, right?
Yeah,
in
that was
any
the first
free-to-play game, that makes sense. Because why are you going to spruce up something fancy and not get paid for it?
Yeah.
So they, as the Halo games were going, they were adding to the customization. You know, you can put on custom knee pads. You can put on custom chest plate. Well, this one, you could put on the Spartan commander helmet with the elite vest with the scout knee. You know, like you can mix and match. It doesn't matter. And that's interesting. I think where the free to play comes. You know, you can pay actual money to buy these parts, and you build up your customization.
And isn't there a season pass that you have to buy in order? You don't need the season pass to play online, but
you don't have to buy it, but you won't unlock anything.
Okay, so it's just like, you'll progress the season pass, but you won't earn anything unless you buy it.
Yeah, it's just so like Destiny. No free track. So like with Destiny, you have the free track, and then you have the pass. Mm-hmm. But the free track is one every 10 or something
like that.
Yeah, Call of Duty is the same thing. It's one every 5 or one every 10. You get one free thing, and it's usually something dumb. Same thing with Rocket League. It's one every 5 or 10, and it's usually something dumb. But if you get the Game Pass, you know, it always has that one every level. You get cool stuff.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
The same thing.
And as far as like the free level for everybody, because I've got Destiny open. I'm about to do a Nightfall. Your first level, you get nothing, but levels 2 through 21, you're getting something on the free pass every single level. But then it drops to every other level, and then it jumps to every 3 levels, and then every 5 levels. And I know that's how other games do it, but it's like, man, I prefer to pay for all that crap. You know, I don't mind buying the season passes for games that I enjoy, like Destiny. I bought the season passes for Black Ops.
That's where the money comes out, bro. Because how much is the season pass?
If you buy it a la carte, it's $10 a season.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's anywhere from 10, like say $5 to $10. Any random game season pass. Usually it's anywhere between $5 to $10.
Fortnite, I think Halo's season pass was $15. Yeah, Fortnite's is $15. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I think Halo's is too. I think it's $15. And I think Call of Duty Warzone, I think they just raised theirs to either 15 or 20.
That if it's 20, that season had better last more than 3 fucking months. Because I'm sorry, that's too much to pay for 3 months of. Because then it's like, okay, I paid $20 for this, but what about the people that can't commit, 7 days a week to get their freaking
or people,
value?
Yeah, or people like my brother who just flat out don't have time. Like he buys it every time it comes out, he buys it, and then he plays, but he can't quite hit 100 on the season pass. He can't quite get there.
Yeah,
but then lately he's been playing a lot, and he's been actually getting it and earning his full reward setup for the cost. But there has been times where he didn't make 100. I mean, there were times that I didn't make 100, and then there are times that I make 100 like first thing.
Yeah, no, Elliot, he when Destiny first started offering the season pass, I bought it for him because we do. I've talked about this before. Me and Elliot game share, so he gets all the content, the DLC, the paid content. But as far as season pass, he's still got to buy that for himself. Well, I would buy him the season passes, and the first 2 seasons after Shadowkeep, he played still, which was fine. But then he just, without having people to play the game with, he just lost interest. And then recently, his console took a massive dump, and so he can't play right now. He wants to. He would love to sit and play with you and me and have fun. I'd love to have him on and have him, while I'm streaming. I'd love to have my brother play with me. But he's one of those people that he has the time to do it. He just doesn't have the interest in spending, the same amount of time I do playing this game. Like, I know you don't have that kind of interest. You have other things you enjoy. So I try whenever you and I do get a chance to play, I try to make sure you get, all the stuff that you want to get done at the same time or having fun. If you're not having fun, you're going to stop playing the game. That I've known that about you for a long time. The moment the game
I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do anything that is making me feel like, oh god, this sucks.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it feels like for me with Call of Duty and the Battle Pass, because I think I only maxed out 1 or 2 of those passes for Black Ops, and I'm like, it's not worth it. Like, I don't play enough of the game. Like, to me, that season pass seems very one-sided in how valuable it is. So, but that's just me. Like, that's just my opinion on it. And I'm wondering if all these acquisitions are going to make changes to season passes as well. Like, I don't know if the Activision purchase affected the current changes to the season pass for Warzone. I have to assume somewhat, like there had to have been some effect there, but I don't know. So that's another thing I worry about. Like, how are these acquisitions going to affect games that are currently out?
I mean, from everything that I've come across, like when it came to companies purchasing other companies, is it usually when the new game gets released, there's some sort of a bug. So you can tell when these producers, these game creators were, let go or quit or whatever, and these guys took over because they were working on a code that these guys came in and tried to match said code, and it created a seam that was just like I don't quite line up, but it's close. And now they're trying to fix the bugs with every update to get it squared away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that was very evident with freaking, what was that one game? Cyberpunk. That game had a lot of hype, and then because people left, that game was busted at launch. I actually feel bad.
It was supposed to be this amazing thing.
Yeah, and I feel bad for anyone that purchased it full price because that sucks. Like, I saw Rev bought that?
Yeah, full price.
Oh,
he prepaid like a year in advance. Like, the original release date was supposed to be this. Yeah. Oh. The original release date was supposed to be this day. And then that's when he pre-ordered it. Yeah, and then they extended it. And then they extended it. And he's like,
they extended it like 3 or 4 times, dude. Then they finally just, okay, it's out. Like, and it was broken. And if you were playing on last gen, like if you were playing on an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, forget about it. The game didn't run at all. If you were playing on next gen, unless you were playing on PC, you were screwed. Didn't matter where you played, unless you were playing on PC, you were screwed. That's
my
just how
favorite
broken that
thing.
game was.
My favorite thing that just happened is that you made the comment, unless you were playing on next gen. That's not what I heard.
What did you hear?
I heard something like, if you were playing on Oxygen. Like,
That's
I'm
funny
playing
as
on
shit.
Oxygen. Let's go. Clear headed. Yay.
That's funny as shit to me, dude. Oh boy. So I just being transparent to the people watching, I am legitimately playing Destiny right now, and I just got stuck in a corner. So if I suddenly go weird with what I'm saying, it's because I'm playing a game. Can I throw this?
Not
Bro,
enough attention
I am
to the
super
stream.
stuck in this.
So
Let me
I
out.
mean, just
we ain't gonna die.
just putting this out there. One of the viewers in my chat made the comment, and they said the magic of Destiny is playing with friends. And I mean, that right there as a whole is a nutshell, because it's true. And that's where my concern comes in with Activision and Bungie with those purchases. Is you're on PlayStation, you're a PlayStation guy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an Xbox guy. So am I going to be able to still have that magic with my friends? Who knows? Because like
As
I
of
said,
right
I
now,
feel like it could be that who's got the bigger cojones, I'm going to cut you off. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you don't. Now you're not just cutting off that company. Now you're cutting off friends.
And that statement is true. And that's more evident with the Activision acquisition from Microsoft, because Sony and Bungie have both stated as of like yesterday, they're not changing anything. Bungie is still in full control of the development, the functionality, everything.
Well,
like they're in full control of Destiny. But
right. No, so my thought here, let me just interrupt you for a quick second. You can go back to your train of thought. But my thought here is yes, but that doesn't mean Xbox is going to put it out there. Bungie is going to allow it. Sony's going to allow Microsoft to use it. But Microsoft, again, could be like, nah, I got more pride than you. I'm not using your crap. My people ain't going to have access to your games. F off.
That I don't see happening, because they get a portion of the sales from microtransactions from any like free to play game. They still get a portion of those sales, so that's money they're throwing away. So I mean, free money, no money. Free money, no money. It's a no-brainer on that one.
It's also, like I said, though, it could be pride.
Yeah, I don't see pride.
You don't think anybody's going to be that prideful?
No, that's too much money you're putting on the table. Like, just because, my pride says we're better than you.
I agree.
We've never seen that either. We've never seen that happen. Could it happen?
Not with gaming consoles, but I've seen it with a lot of other things.
And I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying the likelihood
take politics.
Real slim. No,
I'm just saying take politics. I'm just saying no. At the very, very beginning, Republican and Democrat, they were one thing. They weren't divided. And then all of a sudden, somebody did something, and then two houses.
Holy crap! I got out.
You know what I mean? That's it. It happens with a lot of stuff. Friendships. People who are best friends for 20, 40, 60 years, all of a sudden something happens and they just take it the wrong way and no more friends. You know what I mean? And it couldn't even been, it may not even been something taken it may have been taken completely wrong. Say somebody said something like, about like Nazis and the Jews. Well, now you're venturing into areas that's like, slavery or part of the other communities out there that are just, they're very, no, that's not us. Don't judge us. Don't, no. One thing could be said as, say, like a joke, and then that other person, the opposing side to it, that's like, no, that hurts, bro. That hurts a lot. It's pride. And somebody not knowing when to stop.
The difference is, you're talking about personal pride. This would be a business prideful thing if they were to do that. And when it comes to business, it's about money. Any business that's more interested in their pride than their wallet should not be in business. Microsoft has proven they're more interested in their wallet than their pride.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
but
I mean,
again,
I get it. I get it. I just wanted to bring that opposing side. You know, that
no,
that
I agree. I
possibility
agree.
is there.
It is very much a possibility.
I'm not
even
saying
though
it's going to
never
happen. I'm not saying it's going to. I'm
I
saying
know.
what if? And that
Yeah,
that
and
what if makes me like, oh man.
I have to agree with you that what if is terrifying because if it does come to light, it does happen. You know, there's going to be a lot of people pissed off, and I don't know. I mean, to me, it seems like it's such a, I wouldn't say impossible thing to happen because stranger things have happened in the world. So who knows? You know,
Yeah.
We could be looking at that possibly happening. You could see all the games that Sony buys, or vice versa. It could be Sony that ends up saying, you know, screw you guys. You know,
Yeah.
we're not gonna carry your game anymore because, you know, reasons.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would be sitting there going, I mean, really? You know where? Okay, so I've said that 100 times on my channel, and people have asked, where do I get it from? It comes from freaking Borderlands. At least that's where I've heard it. One of the characters, Mr. Torque, would say that, and he'd be like, "Such and such, why reasons?" And I was like, "That's funny.
See.
I'm stealing that."
I've always heard why, because that's why. You know.
Yeah, that's the other way I heard it. But that particular saying, reasons, that was from Borderlands. That's where
I had a viewer help me out today in Destiny. I was getting lost. Like I was just like, what do I do?
By the way, I'm sorry about leaving, dude. Like that was
no, it's fine. I went in and I was trying to do the Beyond Light campaign, the last things that I needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I 100% was like, I don't know what to do. I forgot I muted my mic, so my viewers were like, I can't hear you. Yeah, your mic's not on, and my screen's like up in the corner, and I'm like hyper focused on my game. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should look up at the stream real quick and make sure that's still going. And I'm like, oh crap, there's people trying to talk to me. I have one dude who's like, hey, try this, try that, like legit trying to help me out. So, big shout out to that person who's helped me. Cause yeah, at times I'm like, oh yeah, like I figured it out. And then I looked over and I'm like, oh, I should have just looked over there. But it's about playing with friends and building that community. And even with me streaming, I could have somebody say, like you, for example, like you may not be on playing, but you may be watching. And the person name that was helping me was Mark. Mark's in my chat right now. He said, thank you. My name's Mark. But yeah, so I could have you say watching, and you're like, hey, I've done that mission. Let's go over here. Let's do that. But you could be that opposing side of, like I said, I'm Xbox, you're PlayStation. You'd be like, let's see this. Look at this noob. This guy. No, I'm not.
Oh,
I could totally tell him what to do.
Will readily
I'm not going to do that. Yeah, see,
admit I've done that.
And that's another part of the whole, like the egotistical. You're sure my platform lets you play here. I'm not going to let you play here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get you, dude. I get you.
But I'm a little upset because I spent how much money on Destiny 2 recently, and then hearing about this purchase, I was like, is all that money just gone now? Is Sony going to hoard the...
Okay, if that actually happened, I will say this right now. If that happens, I will personally refund the money you spent on it. Because that's
I'm not. But I wouldn't want you to do that anyway. But
that would be hilarious, and I'd be like, na boo boo.
Yeah, no, for real. I'd be like, well, that tracks because that's been my life. let me put all this money into something, and then
yeah, that would suck, and I would personally be very pissed off because you're right. It would cut off our ability to play the game, and. I mean, we played the zombies in Call of Duty Black Ops. You enjoyed yourself. You were having fun.
At times.
Yeah, but it's like I would love to go back and do that. Like I would love to go play that with you at some point. But at the same time, with Destiny, both games. I mean, right now we know where Destiny stands, at least on paper and what they've put out. This is where they stand. We don't know what's going on with Call of Duty or any of those games because Microsoft hasn't said.
Yeah.
Diddly squat.
Yeah, like we know that they're there. We know that they will be there. We know that they exist, but we don't know what kind of team is, what the teams are working on.
We also don't know for sure what's going to happen like in the future. For all we know, right now, Microsoft is fine with everything staying exactly the way it is, and them selling games on PlayStation and whatever. But they, like you said, could change their mind tomorrow and say, no.
Yeah, they could. They could. Totally could.
That I believe is more likely because they did that with Bethesda. When they bought Bethesda, they said, no, everything's going to stay exactly the same way. And then a few months later, nope, we changed our mind. That could happen. Do I see that happening with Destiny and Bungie's purchase, getting bought? No, because Bungie did not. They didn't leave Microsoft, go to Activision and deal with that drama, then go independent just to turn around and be controlled by somebody else. They've been down this road multiple times. They know better. They're not going to give that away. I guarantee you that was in the contract that they get full control over what happens with at least this game. But like you mentioned, we don't know what Bungie's working on. A little part of me, I'm not going to lie, but a little part of me is like, yeah, that's what I want.
But then, they decide that they want to retire with this large purchase. Like a little part of me hopes that they're like, yeah, okay, bye.
That would be comical in so many different ways. So I think Bungie would, if in general, like any game developer, if they got bought right now by Microsoft, Sony, it doesn't matter who, if they decided, you know what, cool, we're out, peace, you can't blame them. I mean, they just got paid. So especially if they're independent, like fully independently owned and board owned, they're not. Activision is what is it? They're on the stock market.
It's one dude sitting in his basement creating Destiny 2 gameplay and content and everything. He's like this master genius, Neo of game creation. And Bungie reaches out and says, "Hey, we've noticed there's only one name here. We want to buy the company, and we're willing to pay, billions of dollars. You guys don't even have to do anything anymore. But we're gonna take over. We're gonna do this, and that
happened.
Yeah,
what you're talking about has happened multiple times over. Tesla. Elon Musk bought Tesla from the original creators, and now he owns all proprietary rights to it. And
no. You said plural creators. It's just one person. I'm saying I'm saying, what if it was just one person that did all the code writing for creatures, gameplay, design, story?
That would take them freaking long.
Hey, I'm gonna pay you $5 billion for your company. He's like, yeah, all right, cool. No compete clause for a year. Cool. Let me write this code for a new game. Release it in a year.
I mean, technically, that is actually, that's the thing about no competes. Specifically, with both non-compete clauses, you physically can't do anything in the public eye, but what you do behind closed doors,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No one can say shit.
There's nothing there. No, I'm not doing anything. There's nothing there. Maybe in a year when I'm allowed to.
I don't know. Again, getting back to that, I personally I don't know if I would be comfortable with non-competes just because I've seen them ruin people. If I was approached and given the opportunity, I would just say flat out, nah, I'm good. It's not worth it to me. It's just not. It's like, I'm going to give up my livelihood potentially for a year. Nah. I'm too old to take a year off. 2, I'm not going to make enough money in this time frame. And 3, I just get bored. I've done this, do nothing.
We're back.
Oh, crap. But, nah, it's just, there's so much. Anyways, changing subjects at this point. I keep forgetting you're on a headset, so when you leave, your shit's not quiet. But because I honestly thought you were gone. So I was like, crap.
No, my apologies. I just had to let the dog out. He was yelping at my door.
Let me out, motherfucker! I gotta go.
Yeah, basically, it's like that the beating heart under the floor.
Oh,
put my dog in the doorway.
I'm gonna die. Let me out.
Yeah, basically.
My bladder's gonna burn. Save me,
Yeah.
dude.
I've eaten enough of these snot-filled tissues. Let me go eat my dog food.
Oh
Uh,
God. All right. Well, we are coming up on about almost about an hour that we've been going here.
I say
I
I'm
don't
right
want us
now.
to
I'm
go
at an
too long.
hour and 5 minutes, or an hour and 3 minutes.
I got about an hour and three too.
Yeah.
And I know my intro started like 3-4 minutes in. So, but yeah, we tried very hard to stay on task, but we only had the one subject this week. So, but I think that I'm good with this episode, man. I think we're good for this week. One, I don't want you like missing out on stuff, and two, I have to go check on some things because I smell things coming from the kitchen, and I'm a little worried. So I'm gonna call this one an episode for this week. But yeah,
And brought to you today by the burnt dinner of the going to or go.
the Road to Nowhere podcast.
Thank you. My brain.
But
the Road to Nowhere podcast brings to you the burnt smell of food in the kitchen. You know?
yeah,
That's how it works.
It doesn't smell burned. That's the only good side. It doesn't smell burned yet. So I'm like, all right, I better go check that.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, as much as I love him, and I told you about Elliot cutting his finger earlier, right?
Yeah. With the potato peeler.
It wasn't too bad, thank God, but I still feel bad. However, I love him to death. Because of his autism, he's not able to really focus on anything more than what's in front of him. And more than likely, his tablet is in front of him right now. So, yeah.
It's funny.
But yeah, I had fun with this episode. I think next week we really need to come up with more than just one topic. So, but honestly, man, I had fun just kind of going all over the place. But at the same time, that does wear thin real fast.
I mean, this is another thing we got to discuss. Maybe we get a whole day before the show to get all this stuff aligned instead of the first 30 minutes and try to get out on time.
Yeah, yeah. I think we need to. You guys watching, please know that we're still very much in the infancy stage of this podcast. I used to do this 100% by myself, and each episode would go from anywhere as low as 5 minutes to as long as 30. Now I'm doing a full hour, and I know at some point we're going to do a big, long episode, the two of us. Probably that'll happen whenever I'm in San Diego and can visit with him, because we'll be in the same place. What is anyone going to do?
All right.
So
you can enjoy the actuality of
I
green
could 100%
with a high def camera.
I can 100% see this happening when I get a chance to come down there later this year. We sit down, we order food, we start shooting the podcast. We end up shooting like 3 or 4 episodes.
I'm not going to shoot the podcast and eat. Like I'll eat and then shoot the podcast.
Well, that's what I was saying.
I got the podcast. That's just rude.
You got to listen. We're shooting it, and we shoot like 3 or 4 episodes because we just sat there and just went on and on and on. And we would take a break to get something to eat, then come back and keep going.
So on the agenda, I got Mark in my room. I don't know who you have in yours, but I kind of want to put this out there. Let me know, guys, if you feel interested in hearing the thoughts and feelings between Extreme and myself of aliens and whether or not they're real, have been here, have not been here, and also on a whole nother topic would be like space travel, the moon landing, stuff like that.
Thank you guys
if you're
for joining
on
us.
either side, comments and concerns are all welcome.
No. Fucking James. Anyways, in all seriousness, let us know if you guys have any topics you want to hear us discuss. Let us know on Twitter. You can message us on Twitch. You can message me on Twitch. I don't know. I put all your links in the description for the YouTube video. So find us on one of the social medias that we're available on. Send us a message. I actually put your Twitter on the last week's episode in the description.
Okay.
Because I found it. So, but yeah, hit us up. I'm on Twitter. Hit me up out there. Hit me up on Twitch if you have any ideas for things we can talk about next week, and hopefully have a much more cleaner episode.
Mark says space talk is cool. I thought I could read
No.
that one. That one actually. Just so you know, Mark, that's a whole nother story. And I have friends and people who hate talking to me about space talk.
See, I'll do it
so much. In
just
fact,
not
they want
on
to walk
stream.
out of my house.
See, as I was just saying, I'll do it, just not on stream. Because no. While there will be people,
I think it would make a great stream. I'm just saying.
I tell you what.
I mean, I think there'd be a couple great streams when it comes to like.
I tell you what. Hang on. I'll make you a deal. When we both have 100 people each watching our stream, the very next episode, we'll do whatever the hell you want to do. If you want to talk about aliens, whatever you want to do. The moment we both have 100 viewers.
Let's go. Fans only. Okay.
Just for the record. I was about to say, but no, if you guys want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, when we hit 100 viewers concurrent, like we can look in there and see 100 people watching us through the majority of the stream. When that happens, whatever you want. You're
going to give the viewers a topic to decide?
No,
right,
I'm giving it to you.
Out, okay. Oh.
I'm giving it to you. So if you want to let the viewers
topic
decide,
that hits the screen, we're going to discuss this topic today. And go.
Well, if that's what you want to do, hey, I'm fair. I'm all for it. You know, I mean, but I think that's a great goal to get to something like that. And I'm already shaking my head like this is a bad idea.
I mean, we'd have to get to that level. So.
I know, and that's the thing. I want to get to that level, and I know you do too. So, if you guys are out there, if you enjoy watching me and him sit here and go back and forth over dumb shit, tell your friends, share the stream, come hang out when we shoot this live because this is going to go up on YouTube, on my page and on Jimmy's page. It'll be up there, so you can see his perspective, his stream of it, and you guys can see my stream over here on, my Switch and on my YouTube. So, but
one day I'll figure out how to get Extreme on my screen the way that you see him on my stream and not all digitized like he's Mario. Like the pixels are just they're not working. I mean, he is ugly, but he's not that ugly. Yeah, see, the chroma key blurred most of that out.
Lucky you. You guys want to see what I did? Come watch my stream. Come watch my YouTube channel. You'll see it clear as day. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week, hopefully 100% on time and ready to go, and with a much, I wouldn't say cleaner, but maybe a more organized set of topics to discuss. Until next time, adios.
Good night.